Hello everyone. Deepali Ingle welcomes you on behalf of Saraswat International Academy, Rata Vapi. In this second part, we are going to learn a poem Fire and Ice by Robert Frost. Let's learn about the poet. Robert Frost was an American poet. His work was initially published in England and it was published in America. He was awarded the Congressional Gold Medal in 1960 for his poetic work. Fire and Ice. Some say the world will end. Some say the world will end fire. Some say in ice. From what I have tested of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. But if it had to perish twice, I think I know enough of hate to say that for destruction ice is also great and would suffice. Here, perish means die, and suffice means be sufficient. The poet discusses the destructive features of human emotions. Now, what are the different human emotions? There are various kinds of human emotions like love, hate, desire, sorrow, pain, etc. So, all these features have destructive aspects as well. So, he uses the symbols of fire and ice. These two elements, how desire and hatred contribute to the world. In simple word, he is saying that these two emotions, that is desire and hatred, can bring about the end of the world. So let's look at the poem now. Some say the world will some say the world will end in fire. Some say in ice. From what I have tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. So the poet says that he had often heard that people telling that the world will come to an end in two ways. One is because of fire. Some say that it may end because of ice also. Now, very interestingly, he has used these two elements. And what are these two elements used? They are used as fire and ice. So, he is comparing the fire and ice to different human emotions. Fire is equated to desire. And what is desire? Desire is a strong feeling to own something. It is like greed, etc. So, whatever you get, you will not be feeling satisfied. You want more and more. So, it goes on like fire. And ice is hatred. So, he says that these two elements, fire and ice, can bring about the end of the world. Now, let's look at the second stanza. But if it had to perish twice, I think I know enough to hate. To say that for destruction, it is also great and would suffice. So, what the poet feels that desire is such a dangerous thing because it keeps on growing. Nobody is satisfying with what they have. It just grows on, just like a fire. The whole world destroyed, and the poet says that he favors the people who believe that the world is going to end because of fire or desire. But if it had to perish twice, and what is the meaning of perish? To be destroyed. So, if the world is destroyed twice, here is comparing ice to hatred. Poet is saying that there is a lot of hatred among people, such that nobody is bothered about each other at all. Each one has become so insensitive that they do not want to think about others. So he is saying that the earth will become frozen because of the inactivities of these human beings, because nobody will be bothered about each other. He is saying that ice is also equally good, like fire, to destroy the world. So, he is comparing fire and ice to desire and hatred. So, these two emotions are equally good to destroy the whole world, equally responsible to destroy the whole world. Fire and Ice is a strong symbolic poem where fire is used as the emotion of desire and ice that is hatred. Poet has used the idea of people who have their own possible explanation for the end of the world. Some are the opinions that fire alone can destroy each, and every possibility of life can earth, while some think that ice is also equally good to lead to the end of the world. Means people have their own different opinions. Therefore, if Earth was to end twice, ice would be the just as good as fire. If fire would lead rapid destruction, ice would lead to silent damage. The poem very artistically explains the philosophy that we let our emotions that if we let our emotions rule us, if we don't control them, they will surely bring us all on the verge of a chaos. In short, Frost says that man himself is his own worst enemy. Humans will eventually destroy themselves, either due to their desire for power or hatred for someone who is more successful than they are. Both desire, inspire, and hatred, ice, are equally powerful to destroy mankind and earth. Let's now, children, let's look at the poetic devices of the poem, literary devices of the poem. Here, imagery is there. First is imagery. So, what is imagery? Wherever you read, like the image formed in your mind, world will end in fire. That is an imagery. Then we have alliteration. Some say favor fire. Here SS is repetition sound and favor fire. Assonance is nothing. Third one is assonance. Assonance is nothing but repetition of vowel sound. I hold with those who favor fire. Here, which sound is repeated? O sound is repeated here. Then we have symbols. We have symbols fire and ice, which represents desire and hatred. So students, with this, we have completed the poem. Refer the PDF for question and answers and figures of speech. Thank you so much.